GPT is great at giving relevant answers, but if you've ever worked on a project with incomplete requirements, you know how messy GPT threads can get. That's why I use a system. I ask GPT to create 3 types of wireframes: text wireframe, SVG for Figma, and HTML interactive prototype. Each serves a different purpose. Let me show you with a project called TaskFlow. TaskFlow is an app where users create tasks, organize them into projects, and connect them into workflows with drag and drop. Usually client requirements aren't detailed enough, not enough for user flows, information architecture, or screens. So instead of guessing, I use GPT to help me structure the project step by step. Here is my workflow. Step 1. A concept description with information architecture. Step 2. Break down the most complex part in terms of user flows. Step 3. Text wireframes. Step 4. SVGs or HTML prototypes. Step 5. Reset context if the thread gets heavy and reiterate steps if needed. I usually start with information architecture because it gives me the big picture: sections, subsections, screens. Without it, you are just drawing random boxes. So I ask GPT, create an information architecture for TaskFlow with sections and key screens. That gives me the skeleton of the app. From the information architecture, the most complex part is the workflow builder. This is a drag and drop canvas where tasks connect into logic. But here is what I noticed. Don't jump to visuals right away. First, I ask GPT to describe the flow in detail. This description works like a mini specification and makes visuals much better. But sometimes threads get too long and clunky. That's when I ask GPT to summarize everything into a clean, reusable prompt. This way I restart fresh and keep the context intact. I would even say that this reset trick sometimes is a lifesaver. Once I have the description, I move to a text wireframe. GPT gives me a quick SCII layout with emojis. It's not pretty, but it's fast, and enough to discuss with business analyst or a client to check if it matches their vision at all. If the BA and client confirm, I move to design. I ask GPT for an SVG wireframe, editable in Figma, or an HTML prototype if something is still unclear for them. Why HTML? Because sometimes layouts just don't work. With a clickable demo, I can show it once, and the client instantly understands because it's close to the final product in terms of how the functionality works, and it's something that will be difficult to reproduce in Figma in the early stage when you don't have visual assets yet. So here is the result. Incomplete requirements become a structure, a description, and 3 levels of wireframes. Text wireframe for discussion, SVG for design work, HTML for functionality, and the best part, I never lose context, because I use the reset prompt whenever threads get too heavy. So the takeaway is simple. GPT isn't just for ideas, it's a real part of the design workflow. Which one would you use the most? Text, SVG, or HTML? Tell me in the comments. And if this was useful, don't forget to subscribe.